All right, Christian, I watched this replay one time through. The mistakes were kind of just a bunch of little things here and there. So we'll talk about some of those as we get going. Didn't notice anything too drastic overall. Um, but yeah, we'll just take a look at this replay. Good kickoff, wave dash kickoff. I like that. Recovery. I want to look at that one more time. That pad gets stolen, and then you missed both those pads right there. If you get one pad, you have that. But I'll chalk that up to you just missing the pads. I don't know what's going on with all that zigzagging right there. Fine boost grab. That's fine to bail out on that. I like the idea. Good pass back. What you want to do on these when you are passing back is you always want to hit rollers back. So jump early so you don't get demoed. And then just flip into the ball before it hits the ground. And it'll just roll back towards our corner. You don't want to hit it after it bounces like that. This is fine. Yeah, you just let me take it. You got boost. So here, you're just a little bit too close to me. So like, you want to be thinking about like, what should you be covering right now? You can be there for a passing option, or you can get directly behind me to cover a 50, or you can try to bump this guy, this SNRG Blitz. Oh, also, funny thing, as I was watching this earlier, look at this dude's camera settings. What is this? How do people play like this, dude? Dude is staring at his own car, not even the ball. That's insane. Anyway, we'll go back. But yeah, so you grab this boost. If you are waiting for a pass, which it feels like you are right now, what you're going to want to do is be kind of on the sideline here. So any pass that comes, you can see the field and you can get a bigger direction change on the ball. But since you were so close to me, you didn't have time to react to whatever was happening, and you also had no vision. So if we look at this again, notice that you just have to flip into the ball and hope for the best. I like the attempt there, and really good recovery on that too. There you go, good roller. Back. There you get turned around. We'll talk about why. Probably didn't need to go back twice, but... Okay, so you go back post. Back post is a little iffy in 2v2. Just because most of the passes that are going to get through from the opponents is anything that bounces high off the backboard and comes out this way, and then this person takes a shot at net. That's kind of awkward to cover from here because it's just like kind of triangulation, hard to have proper depth perception. What is much better is to play from in here. If you're going to swing around back post, kind of just come deep in net and then be right here. And this way you're looking out. If the ball bounces off backboard, you're here to go for anything. And if you're here, now you can drive forward at the ball. See, the exact thing that I just described happened. You were worried about covering the front of the net, and so you turned this way, the ball bounced out, and then you weren't there to cover it. Where if you're here, you can always tell when something is going to go in net or not, and then you can just drive forward. So if you are going to play from like a more of a back post position, a little bit deeper in net and kind of like shadow the play, once the play gets closer to the corner, you can start mirroring this way, moving along this kind of line right here. Other than that, front post on the backboard is going to be really good as well. But fully back post is going to be awkward because so much of that net is in front of you that you kind of got baited to turn infield there, and then you had to reverse out. Now you did a good job once you reversed, but you just could have done way better. You would have free ball if you're going forward. That's a good challenge there. This is another one of those situations where front post backboard is good. So we'll go back even further here. So you get this. You land downward going towards the play, that's fine. You kind of kill all your momentum right there by just hitting your brakes. What you could have done is swung out wide. It's also a little bit easier to play defense from this position sometimes. I know this feels really counterintuitive, but now you're basically like an attacker and you just have to hit the ball first, and then you'd be able to jump forward right here. In the position that you did take, I think you might have been able to go for it if you just go up backboard right there, meet it there. That's probably your only hope. Trying to shadow from here is impossible. You have to be on backboard. The only way you can get some sort of block when you're shadowing here is, I turn boost numbers on, is if they're like shooting from right here. And even still, backboard's going to be a little bit better. Headphones are driving me crazy. And honestly, learning how to speed flip it really is not that hard. Anything that's just a car mechanic, I guarantee you can learn it. I don't know if I have a speed flip tutorial on my channel yet, but I should make one of those using the Bacchus Mod Training Pack. But learning how to speed flip is going to be your best friend. Otherwise, you'll just get beat on like all those. Or if you're not going to speed flip, learning a wave dash kickoff where you like wave dash first, that's going to be like a little bit less efficient, but you won't get beat to the ball by a speed flip. I like that. You probably didn't have to double jump. Try not to panic double jump. If you just jump one time here, and now you front flip, now you 50 with this. But instead you double jumped instantly, and you just didn't have the ability. And don't be afraid to speed up the play sometimes. This guy, that Elsen Envy, is out of commission. Speed up the play here. Take that touch up the wall. You can kind of flip into it and take it up the wall and try to get a 50 with this guy. If you take a 50 that goes into midfield, I would have a chance of beating this guy if he doesn't have boost or something. So speed up the play sometimes when you can. That's probably also why you get demoed from behind a lot. I'm also not sure what your objective is here. So good like speed on this. Now you have all the time in the world to catch this ball. You have a few options. You can place, what is going on right here? Okay. You can place your car on this side of this circle to catch it and swing it back in, assuming that they're going to try to read you going up the wall. That way you could have a good attack. Or you can place your front of your car right here so that it just lands right on the nose of your car and rolls up the wall, and then you can grab boost. Or honestly, you can just leave this ball, it's bouncing, and you can just speed up and get to this boost before anybody else and let the ball bounce to you on the wall and then take it from there. But hitting the ball on this side is just going to kind of send it back, and that's just awkward and not really accomplishing much. So I'm not sure if this is just a mistouch or what your plan was, but it just looks like you're almost trying to touch it. What you might be trying to do actually is touch it towards the boost, so that way you can take it up the wall with the boost. If that's the case, you just want to have it hit the nose of your car, so just put the nose of your car, like follow along the kind of front of it here. You're just too far forward. And yeah, it looks like you're trying to go to the boost. I think this is too harsh of an angle to try to get to the boost. If anything, you should just roll up the wall and then go get a boost and then get the ball. What is this? It looks sick, but you just don't want to do that. Because look what happens. Now the ball goes over here because you're just too close. When you find yourself in this position, you just need to do a loop. Just loop around. Whoop. And now you're going to be at the right timing with speed. You don't want to be doing that. I don't know what that is. Maybe you're just trying to have fun, but that is not ideal. And when a 50 like that's about to happen, you can't really tell because you're doing all this. Normally, you would be sitting back further. You would want to be about here when the ball's moving fast, kind of like that, because it might wrap back around. And if you're sitting here, you have the option to go forward and attack a ball that pops out middle, or you have the option to turn sidewall and maybe even shadow or challenge on the wall. So you just want to be further back when the ball's in the corner and it's moving a little bit faster like that. Because you would have had a goal right there. Instead, they should have gotten a goal out of it. See, now you're taking that position. This is a lot of it too late to be in this position. You take this boost, so that's fine. You kill all your momentum, though. I would have just slowed down a little bit and just started pushing up with the play. If you do that, then you could attack here. just be ready to attack. And luckily I was still there somehow. I just got a free goal, I think, because they messed up, but we take those. And yeah, you're just getting beat on these kickoffs with this front flip. This is like what I used to teach people to do, but I think it's just a little bit too slow now that everybody's speed flipping on kickoffs. You probably could have got another pad there. I like this. Something that you can do a little bit when I was watching this, I noticed that you want to wait for the catch, but like it's going a little bit too slow to be able to catch it because you're worried about this guy coming from behind and hitting you. This is when I do a wave dash. I get here and I would jump right here. I would jump and then like land here and boom, wave dash, catch it. So that way I get that burst of speed with the ball by the time I catch it, but since I have that extra time, I use that extra time to kind of translate that into speed. So that's something you could work on. I don't think it's that hard. I might have just come a little bit naturally to me, but I think you can do it if you just practice it a little bit. But that's not like the worst touch in the world. You maybe could have followed it as well. Like I know you don't have a lot of boost, but you're already kind of turning. It looks like you got bumped a little bit, but you might have been able to recover, grab these pads, and just show presence. You don't actually have to dive at this ball. Just drive here and then turn around and force him to boom it. And free ball. We take those. We take those. Sometimes that happens. This is good. I like that. That was just incredibly awkward. What I would do if I were you, it's a one-on-one situation. You boom it. That's on target. If I were you, I go to car cam and I look for this demo. And you get him every day of the week. But instead, you just like had to guess whether you're going to hit that over him. Like he covered high and you just took a really awkward soft touch and that's the reason it went under him. Like, I don't know if you did any of that intentionally. You just made it so awkward for yourself that it was hard for them to read, but that's not ideal. That's a good kickoff. From all these like diagonal ones like this, now you don't have to speed flip. You could just do like a diagonal flip or a side flip, one of those, and it'll be just fine. Unfortunately, that doesn't go in. Good coverage here. You probably could have challenged this one, and here's why. It's far enough away from this dude that they have lost possession, and we should punish them. Also, you see me rotating back, that as long as you don't completely miss the ball, I'll be back in time to play defense. I'm also grabbing that full boost right there, so I am ready. I'm back enough. And if you get a good dunk here, you can follow it up and beat somebody else. So the fact that they lost possession, like they need to be punished for these mistakes. But instead, you just turn away without even really fake challenging too much and just go immediately into shadowing, and they don't get punished for that at all. But you did a good job shadowing once you went for that. You also did a good job shadowing from the backboard there. Unfortunately, you missed that, but not too big a deal. It was an awkward one. On touches like this, where you're just trying to get a small outplay over one and want to recover as fast as you can, if you didn't flip, if you just single jump, then you can land with a wave dash, or just land, period, and get back to that ball. Like, even on this one, when I'm taking 50s like this and I just want to kill it and it's their last back, I drive directly into the ball and just try to literally hit exactly, like, right here and just single jump. Just, like, straight into it. And I don't even flip. Because that will most likely kill the ball, and then you can recover and get back. You have the time to steal their boost, so I like that. You probably want to be getting more speed though. Like here, you maybe would have like flipped out this way to just have speed moving around the field, because then at any point you could just power slide and cut to wherever you need with the speed that you have. So just force yourself to play faster. Like right now you're just going a little bit slow. You might have been able to get to that if you swung out wider. Almost the craziest double of all time. See, now you're flipping and you have speed. I like that. This is fine. It's not a fair ball yet. Shadowing head on is a little bit risky because you can't punish them for like bobbling it. What I might have done is gotten a little bit closer and like threatened right here. And he doesn't have the ball on top of his car yet. Once he gets the ball on top of his car, now you would need to back off and be where you are. But before he gets the ball on top of his car, you can get close and force them to not be able to take this time. Like, look how much he's bobbling it. If you were next to him, you could have like side flipped and pushed it to the corner. And also, I'm behind you now. So if you're challenging from here and this guy side flipped over you, I could turn and go. I mean, decent half flip challenge though. You could be. I made a massive mistake there by just passing it to him. Luckily, they didn't score. This is good. Maybe could have got some of those pads on the way. This is another one of those situations where you could jump and wave dash into it. You just need to play this faster. You have a one-on-one right now. You cannot let that other person get into the play and catch up to you. But you have to slow down so much to catch that ball that they can probably demo you. Where if instead you just jump right here and boom, wave dash with the ball, now you're accelerated attacking them in a one-on-one. And I don't think that guy could have caught up to you yet. Or if you're scared that they might be able to catch up to you, just jump and take a soft touch. And since this person's turning left, you can maybe even take a soft touch this way behind them, so they can't really, or they're on the left turning right. So that just probably could have been accelerated a little bit more, and then you would have got more time to get possession. Now this is a really good shot from that guy. He set up a pretty decent hook shot. Hook shots are really hard to stop. Here's how you stop them when you're shadowing. Right here, you should see that this guy's not going for on top of the car dribble. It's on its side. You can swing out a little closer and wider because the only way he can, when he's directly behind the ball, he can only accelerate the ball if the ball's moving in the same direction as him, like at the max speed of a car. He's not going to get that faster than your car. So if you're just a little bit in front of him, you could accelerate at any point and catch up to that ball and clear it to the corner. But you're positioned like he had the ball on top of his car, like he could flick. And there's just no way he's going to be able to generate that power. But once he gets this separation from the ball right there and he can go for that hook shot, and because now look at the direction change he's able to get. This is why he's able to accelerate the ball, because the ball's moving this way and his car is moving this way. That's why he's able to get power. Now he can shoot it anywhere on the net. There's nothing you can do to stop it. Where if you stayed closer to the ball that whole time, he wouldn't have had the freedom to swing out wide to generate that power. So we'll watch it one more time. And you see how much space you gave him? Now I'll try to be in fly cam at about where I think I would be. So I would have come out to like here. And then if he wouldn't be able to take that kind of approach. I'd be here shadowing the ball. And he wouldn't be able to swing out wide, because if he swung out wide, I would just take the ball. I don't know if that was super helpful, because you can't really do ball cam while you're in fly cam. Hard to do shadow defense like that. So when you're challenging a ball from behind, which this is really good, by the way, don't challenge the ball. Just get the demo. The ball's already moving back. It'll be a roller. They already got the acceleration for you. Get the demo and then let your teammates swing by and get the play. Or get the demo and see if you still need a pass back and then maybe also pass back. But the pass back is like a little bit scary because it's unpredictable. If you go for ball like this, it could pinch and go into the net. So you don't want that to happen. Just take the demo. Because watch what ends up happening. That same person gets involved in the play and ends up dunking it. So you try to pass back, but it doesn't really work. Where if you got the demo, I would have had a free ball right there. And a one-on-one. So always take that demo from behind when you can. Again, you're doing that kind of like drift thing. When somebody's up in the air like this, just like swing out a little bit wider to get that kind of angle on them. You don't need to be doing 360s like that. So a few things on this play. That's a good boost steal. You see me get the bump here, so now you have a free ball. Anytime you're in this position, especially because you have no information on where that other person is, luckily this person is pointing to who knows where. But realistically, they could have and should have been right here. And then they would have been there to challenge that ball. You wouldn't know that you have all this time because you don't know where they are until you get here. So what you want to do is just drive into this ball, roll it up the wall because you know that you're going to be the first to that ball based on this information, and then take it off the wall and you can go for a little air dribble play. I know you have the mechanics to do that, to at least do like a little air dribble bump or something like that. So that's always going to be way better than swinging around. But since you did do this, that's a good beat on one. On this one, you need to make sure that you get fully underneath that ball in order to get the flick. But you try to like instant flick when you're like behind the ball. That's why you don't get any pop on it. Just take your time a little bit. That's a decent touch. You maybe didn't have to use all that boost trying to get to the ball. You could have recognized that you weren't able to. We end up getting a goal out of it. So you just get beat directly at net because your kickoff's a little bit too slow. That's a good block. I think you just need to recognize the situation sooner. Clearly this is going to be my ball. I'm getting there way before you, and I'm going for it. So I think you just need to recognize it sooner. Like you're way too like in front of the ball right now to do anything. You check to see if there is a demo. I think you should keep checking. Swing out, get this demo, grab pad around. Even if you miss the demo, it's fine. And then you want to be here. Like now you want to be here. Now you're too close. You want to be midfield here. So that way you can properly follow this up. It's unfortunate. Good half flip. So you're sitting in net here. Like we talked about, it's going to be a little bit better to sit here. Okay, well, let me draw on the goal, but sit like pointing out this way. Because then you can tell where the ball's going. You can tell that he's going to hit the post right there. And then all you have to do is peek out right here, 50 right here. But instead you're 15 all the way out here, which is just a lot scarier. Oh, he ends up bumping, you know? Yeah, and that's because you were too far out wide. You can kind of use that front post as cover from bumps too. A little fake challenge, and that's game over. So hopefully you learned some things. It was a bunch of little things, like I said earlier, that really made the difference. I don't really know if there was like an overarching issue from that game alone, but yeah, hope that was helpful.